Finally, once you've got those 4 modules built out, you can then create views, all the views that you want, right? Like you might want to look at things on a daily basis, compile things up in annual, pull certain things out. So we've created some common ones that we've seen. One is a P&L view, and so Lucas Bresser was instrumental in he kind of made the first version of this when we were talking with him on this, and so we put that together and built it out. So this gives clarity when you're building a business case for an investor. They might want to see EBITDA, earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. They might want to see EBIT. They might want to see different ratios, your gross margins, your profits. So these are valuable tools for the investing and business case. Putting that into a template that you can kind of then move around. We sum it up into annual values. There's also a template for sensitivity analysis. If you want to do a parameter sweep through different assumptions of what's the Filecoin price going to be, or what is my leverage ratio, or how fast or how quickly will Phil Plus, change the block rewards, and how will those change over time? You can do parameter sweeps and kind of look at your ROI or whatever parameter you want in that case. The last thing I'll say before we just jump in is that be on the lookout for these pop-up reference notes. So we tried to take knowledge and guidelines that the community had built up, some benchmarks, and put them in, and so that it wasn't too complex, to kind of abstract it behind the scenes. If there's these black tags in the corner of a tab, you can hover over those and it will pop up and describe to you, hey, for storage equipment on a dollar per TIB basis or whatever, what is the range that we're looking at? And then you can adjust up or down based on the notes, like, hey, am I in a high energy cost region, or am I in a low equipment cost region, or do I already own these things and I don't need to pay for them? So those are the kinds of things that we're looking at. So let's jump into a demo. Here's the spreadsheet itself. Let me hide that and zoom in a little bit so we can see. So like we were saying, and Marin and Reporter and folks, keep me honest on time here, and jump in with any questions. We start out 5 minutes. Thank you. The raw storage power, you put in there here. So in this scenario, you're growing it by 0.25 PIBs per quarter, and you're getting up, you keep on growing till you get to 5 PIBs at the end of year 4, and then you kind of taper off and you hover there. So how long is the equipment going to last before you need a refresh? Those types of things are calculated in. How much of the storage is going to be Phil Plus? Do you need redundancy? A factor of 2. So you got 2 copies, one primary and one backup, meaning that for 0.25 PIBs, you're going to need 0.56 PIBs of actual equipment, 0.25 PIBs of raw byte power at a 90% utilization rate, and 2 copies, you're going to need 0.56 PIBs of actual equipment.
Just Dave, jumping in there real quick, utilization factor is something that we find to be really, really important. We can assume that 100%, but there's very few people who operate compute and storage equipment who want to be at 100% all the time. Typically, you're going to be somewhere below that. In my many years of working at storage providers, we'd get our first alert around 70%, and then we would max out at 85%. So that gave us a 15% range to work within to make sure that we had more capacity ordered. And it's something that really needs to be a part of the costs of your business that you're incorporating.
Absolutely.